Welcome everyone back to Legacy of the Duelist. Today, we're not doing the campaign, we're doing something a little different. There's something I would like to show off. I'm going into deck edit. As you can see, I've built a few generic decks with some of the cards that I've obtained throughout the game. I'm also working on a Shadow deck, although I've kind of stopped trying that because I'm more working on Mermantian, even though that's not complete. But I'm really working on a Yosenju deck, and I'm really doing well on that. What I also have, though, is what I like to do on various Yu-Gi-Oh games, is make theme decks. Sort of like starter/structure-ish decks. So I'd like to show you with this what the deck is like. I'm going to sort it by level and rank. Here I have a deck based on water. What I decided to go for this deck is just take a monster that I quite liked, that I wanted to build a deck around, in this case, that was Hyper Ancient Shark Megalodon. And I just built a deck around it, which I felt was pretty good, but in no way overpowered. But I think there's some pretty good cards in there. Powers up with Yumi Uruka, Water Houses may help to get an Xyz going. I don't have the most powerful Xyz options here. Ragnar Zero is probably the most useful out of all of them. Maybe Dweller too, depending on the opponent's deck. But I don't feel any of them are too overpowered, which is the intention with this deck. And I've also made one that I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with. I eventually decided on just having level 4 through 8 synchros. None of them with too crazy effects. I felt like Crimson Litter as level 8 could have a bit crazier of an effect, if you want to call it crazy what it has. And then I decided to just throw together some cards, some tuners, and eventually I decided on it being obviously a synchro deck, to go with just some lights and some darks in the main deck, nothing else. The only non-lights and darks are here in the extra deck. And just go with that. So what I'm going to do in this video is use these two theme decks against some opponents that we've previously faced in the campaign, see how it goes. Maybe we'll take them online even. I'll have yet to decide on that. And then maybe, depending on how things go, I'll either build a new deck, or at least the start of a new deck in this episode, or you can tell me in the comments what kind of deck you'd like to see me make, like a deck based on insects. Then I'll try and make a deck around insects with the cards I have, because obviously I don't have them all. Or you could say, here, this is a card, let's say Cat's Ear Tribe or Komori Dragon, or just take this as a base, build a deck around it with what you have. Especially the last one, just build a deck around a certain card that is good but not amazing. I do like to build decks like that. Alright, we're gonna go back to the first proper duel, because Ready Set Duel was tutorial. A Blast from the Past. We can do reverse duels, so you are the opponent. I may do that for a few duels later on in the series, but for now I don't. I'm gonna do the regular duel, skip the text because we've already seen that, and go to user deck, and then go for the water deck. See how things go for us there. Let's see. In these games I like to go second. Yusei versus Jack, except Yusei is using a water deck that has some Xyz monsters instead of synchros. I agreed with 4 monsters. That can work out pretty well. Orenata, Dodo. Oh, Yumi Ruka, nice. Second attack. Which one do I not want? Well, I guess Great White. King Shark I probably want to keep, so Mollusk. I need to get some extra card options. Ray agreed. Great White definitely. And Double Shark I want to keep. Reduce Fish. This is an Aqua. So can't use the Double Shark effect anyway. Let's go Mollusk. Put those back in the deck, get 3 new cards. Nice, we got our boss. He's the most easily summoned by Unshaven Angler, which we unfortunately don't have, but we'll manage. I summon Abyssal King Shark. And then I play the field spell, Yumi Iruka! Battle time. Abyssal King Shark, attack Jack set monster. He halves my attack? Oh, I'm done until game phase. Okay, I'm okay. I'm back at 22. What can he do? Because once per turn, as long as it... And if card effect doesn't target, it won't be destroyed by it. So just having Abyssal King Shark out with Yumi Iruka will be hard to Jack to take out. Because if you remember, this deck that I'm facing isn't built as just a regular deck. It's built as one themed around what Jack had at the start of the series, but also to face against Yusei to give it a challenge, but not to be too overpowered. Because I do really love how the decks are built in this. So it'll be hard for Jack to win this, which may make some of these duels pretty easy for both decks. But at the same time, it does make it easier for me to show off these decks, which is, as I said, my intention of this video. And then once we get further into the campaign, I can show off more. I could take these decks online, even though I would very likely lose and I'll barely get to show off anything. And I could also go into other campaigns, which I've all completed already. I've just not completed the 5Ds one. And then I can face people there to have a better opponent for the deck I'm using. However, I may decide to do other campaigns later on as well. And then I don't want to spoil any of those duels. Ooh, I like this idea of Huminotaurus. Piercing time. Cyber Shark attack. Ooh, Dark Sprocket. Oh, that's gonna hurt Jack. This is going really well. I don't think Jack can deal with this. I do wonder that once I get to like near the end of the campaigns, obviously the opponent's decks are gonna get better. I wonder then how well my current decks, because I'm obviously not updating them, how they will do. I'm just going to attack. Cyber Shark, finish it off! That's how we do it. We beat Jack. This is Sprocket, medium piece of gold, and big piece of gold, nice. 1492. Some pretty nice points there. Achievement progress duel runner. But I already completed the duel though. Is this like, this is probably the complete the 5Ds campaign achievement, but anyway, the facility, the fight against Bolt Tanner, which I believe we lost the first time. We lost quite a few duels already. We lost against Bolt, we lost against Leo, we lost against Hunter Pace. This is episode 5, I think. So in the first 4 episodes, no, episode 3 was against Seb. So in the first 3 episodes that we did something, we lost once in each of them. Wow. Alright, user deck. Let's go for the light dark synchro for this one. I'll go first, see if that makes a difference. This is a deck that will much better suit Yusei because it uses synchro monsters. By the way, for the spells and traps I choose, there's a good amount of generic cards you could put in a lot of decks, like your Bottomless Trap Hole, your Mystical Space Typhoon, if you have them. But there's a lot of other cards that, in certain situations, could be put into any deck. Like Rush Recklessly, you'd barely see it in any decks, but it's a generic card. You can use it in pretty much any kind of deck, so that can be used in some decks. And I do try to get a variety. Like in the current starter deck, you see Mystical Space Typhoon a lot. I believe Magic Cylinder is reprinted quite a few times. There's a few other cards as well. I like to keep quite a big variety. So there's a few things that I always want in there, like some kind of monster destruction, some kind of effect, like spell and trap destruction. But I try to choose a variety, so not always Mystical Space Typhoon or Galactic Cyclone. Let's see. The only one monster I can really summon. Let's do it again. So, easier negation, but it's only on special summon. It's a destruction, no banish. And they draw a card. Although, notice this though. Immediately card ruling in this card. It says negate the summon and if you do destroy that monster. If that monster has a continuous effect that says cannot be destroyed by card effects, this card will still destroy it. because this is used in what is unofficially called the summon negation window. It's right before the card would hit the field. That's when the summon is negated. Because it's not on the field yet, its continuous effects don't apply yet, therefore it can still be destroyed. Swallowtail Butterspy, I'll just play you. Set Grand Horn of Heaven and rush recklessly alongside it. Maybe he'll have some kind of fancy monster turn 1 and then I can just rush recklessly over it. Ancient rules. When they would special summon a monster. This is from the effect of Ancient Rules. This is an unofficially called Inherent Summon. This is a summon from a card effect, not a summon from itself. What's the official term for that? Inherent Summon is what I often call it, but it's the unofficial term. I don't want to stick the official ones. Oh, this could be really good for me, because he's going to attack with Jaraguma. If he flips Tails, that is awesome, because I'm not going to do anything now. Heads will select get Tails, cost him half his life points. I can win next turn, maybe. Because now, no, if battle step, wait till damage step. Yep. But really, I wouldn't go damage calculation, but I believe you can't actually state that here. Points to Swallowtail Butterfly. Get rid of him. That's already 4,300 life points gone on the opponent's turn. Yeah, I said we can win this time, but we can't. Maybe we should do something really fancy. I don't think I have Soundsurf from level 7. It's a nice... Level 5 is a nice card to have. I believe, have some regular, like, level 5, 6s and then 7s or 8s in the deck. Like, 2 of, like, the level 5, 6 and then 1 of 7, 8, or maybe 3 and 2, 3 and 1, around that. To have it a feel of a basic deck, to keep tribute summons in there, and not it be just special summons. Unless it's a really pendulum-based deck, then maybe. If the pendulums are also tributes. Anyway, options I have here are Old Vindictive Magician set and just don't do anything, keep Battle Steer there. But I'd prefer one to keep Old Vindictive Magician for something more dangerous. And also I just want to be able to attack and get rid of his monster this turn. So I'll tribute summon Silent Swordsman level 5. There we go. Attack Battle Steer! End the turn. I believe I've mentioned this in previous episodes where I'm used to controlling this game with the mouse. But after I forced myself to use just the keyboard for this series and not the mouse because I didn't want to have the mouse on the screen during the recording, I found that using the keyboard controls is actually... it feels better. So, yay for that. See, I could get Scrap Archfiend if I use Tinker. I kind of want to use this effect. Even though the effect just reminds me of Cardfight Vanguard now, being able to check if there's a trigger on top of your deck. So, if you read Yu-Gi-Oh! Burst, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfic, there's a character in there that uses some Cardfight Vanguard-esque cards called the Miracle Sochi archetype. She'll be using this card, or maybe cards like it, to make sure she has her proper triggers. I think I'll just attack, because Scrap Archfiend will just attack anyway, I probably will be able to get over it. Phantom well done. He has Phantom Beast? Ooh. Okay. Just reading its effect there. I'll set Magician. See what the opponent does. If they attack into Magician, or don't, then it's over anyway. Keyboard Warwolf. Oh, they're gonna attack into... They're not! Okay. They attacked into Swordsman, so this game isn't over yet. Only half I'm breaking now. What we'll do, Old Vindictive Magician flip summon to get rid of that Gene Warwolf. Tinker has some pretty decent attack with 1,000, going for 1,450 with Vindictive Magician. Armory Arm, though, has 1,800, and I do want to just go for that. Yeah, let's go with that. I summon Dark Tinker. Get as much damage in as possible with Armory Arm. I can even check the top card of my deck to see if I like it to give me a slightly better chance of drawing something good for the turn after this. Amzedo! Twin Barrel Dragon. Nice attacker, even has a chance to destroy something they have. Sure, yeah, I'll take it. Top of the deck. Amzedo! Direct attack! Set a card. And end my turn. Ooh, Force Rider. Not a big fan of that. I do want to save my monster though, so. Half on break! Hatsudo! He does have some really high level. The high attack mons with this Phantom Beast. Wildhorn, I think, was 1700, this thing at 19. I hope Battle Dragon works. Wait! Armor Arm can give extra attack. I totally forgot about that. It's pretty much a Union monster, except it's not called Union, because everything else... Well, it's not all Union, because it can't take... make the monster that it's equipped to save itself from destruction by destroying itself. We can't do that, for the most part it is. Anyway, I just thought I'll just summon this and attack, and if it doesn't work, switch Armory Arm to defense, because they don't have Xyz monsters to go into. So wait, what is heads? Was it the gold one or the silver one? I'm already confused, because I remember being confused about it, so I'm looking at it and I'm confused again. Anyway, Armory Arm, I forgot that it gives an attack boost. I can just do that. Equip, and I'm pretty sure that its effect will actually finish this game off too. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. So yeah, even if I wouldn't deal any battle damage, maybe just 50 to actually have Armory Arm be able to actually apply its effect. Armory Arm will finish it off with its effect. Nice. Get some extra progress on my achievement there with effect damage. Most of that is just from burning land, which the opponent used. So that's pretty nice. And get Manticore, Darkness, Minion, Centaur, No Mana Cross. So getting some nice cards out of this. That's pretty nice. And some money to buy packs with. Let's continue with a lockdown duel. Going with a water deck again. I think. Yep. I don't remember the first duel we did with Jack. He's bound to have had Synchromonts. So this guy's Synchro as well. Must be just Iron Chain Dragon, I guess. For the rest, they haven't really shown a lot of Synchros. Oh, this is a shame. What was in this? Mini Burn, Mini Mill deck? I remember it being. If you did not attack, you can make your buttons and cards. Top of that, that's the grave. Both. I put Oguchi in the deck because earlier I had like a couple more like 1800 attacker water monsters in the deck. I thought I had a bit too much of it, so I switched one of them for Great White and then one of them for Oguchi because it's Oguchi. It's one of those like level 1 direct attackers which do quite like. So if I make an insect deck, chances are I put Lego in there, for example. Yeah, let's just go with Omnitaurus because piercing damage is nice. You control 200s in the grave, first into the next. We'll have that for later. Set it for now. We could have really set in main phase too. In the previous duel, I did all that stuff in main phase 2 like I would normally, but this time I set it immediately because dueling. I've been playing that a lot. Alright. That was Iron Chain Snake. Does it do anything in the grave? It doesn't look like it. So, turn end. Let's see what Mr. Armstrong will do. Just set. The spell won't be able to do anything either because they don't control any face up. Iron Chains. Let's remind myself what kind of rank 4s I have. Arrow Guy, Storage Giant, Shark Drake. Can't play that. What does this thing do? Either player strength. So that's actually a damage type effect. Anyway, I don't have level 3s. Not enough play with. Push some of the water from your hand. Okay. I'll just go with Gishki Mollusk. And I'm going to attack and inflict some more piercing damage. And he has 0 defense, so that won't be too much of a problem. So far it's going really easy. Much better than certain other times. We've had pretty darn easy duels with this deck. The Synchro deck, it didn't go as well. Might have just been the opponent though. Let's see, next card, High-Tide Gyojin. Which, just like the Twin Battle Dragon from the previous duel, reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because it is a card you would see a decent amount of times in that. High-Tide Gyojin generally in Meiko decks with Umi, and then Twin Barrel Dragon can be a generic card in various decks. With Bandit Keith and Machine support, maybe be a higher chance. Alright, that was a pretty quick duel. I want to do one more. I feel I haven't really shown off much of the water deck, though. I'm gonna do the Synchro deck to give it 2 of each. But if you want to see more of either of those decks in a later episode, please let me know, and I will do that. And unless this duel takes really long, I will start on a 3rd theme deck. Just the first few cards. I'm not going to take you through the entire process of building such a deck. Unless, of course, you want to see that in its fullest in a video, then sure, I'll take you through that. Just let me know in the comments, because otherwise I don't know you want to see it. For now, though, we're going to do Tetsutrudge. Except for Half on Break, we haven't seen any of these cards in the previous duel. Okay. Not a big fan. So he's in the grave, you bring 5 more cards in the extra deck than you do, which isn't the case. Good smashing, then attack with Blaster. Blaster is the defense card. Almost always played like that as well. So I'll just set these two. I can use half. The thing is, can I use it on my own monster? I should be able to, because it doesn't say target one face-up monster. And Relinquished, I believe, just says target as well. And that can use face-down, but I don't want to use it here. I do want to test it in a game at some point. Because I couldn't find in Hoffenberg's rulings. But I assume it's just the case. Because it says a monster, and you can target face-down things with other cards as well. Not doing anything here. Oh, now they Synchro to get rid of Blasphere, that does make sense. So they could at least get some damage in, even though it was 100. Makes sense. Gotta give them that. The insert and stuff. Special summon a Fiend. They're gonna Synchro again to level 6 immediately into Goyo. Saves me some things, like effort to take you out, because I still have Smashing Ground in my hand. Sorry, Trudgy. Why did I call him Trudgy? I was just playing a bit of joke on him. Smashing Ground. Activate. And look, oh look, I drew a nice card as well. Robot Bosser Destruction Sword. It can't really do a lot as Buster Blader support. However, it is still a nice 1600 attacker. So let's use it as such. Direct attack! I was gonna say, like, if they didn't call this Goyo back, I'd be able to call the Haunted into Blasphere, but I wasn't gonna do that. I wanted to keep it until a better time for Synchro, which I feel I might have to do. No, don't continue. I'll Use half on break during his turn when he attacks me. The next turn I'll synchro with recover. What's my level 5? Catastor? It's a non-dark. Bishugoyo's Earth. Okay. We still have a pretty good chance if we make use of that. And then Call of the Haunted could bring back a tuner later. Trapkado! Half on break! Hatsto! I do quite like half on break as a card. There's an action in the most recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 episode. They had while there already is an action spell which has really been there since the start, Miracle, which does the exact same thing as half on break, really. And is it Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon, a card used in the most recent episode, has an effect like it as well if you discard 2 cards from your hand, and it has to be battle against that specific card. No, don't want to use anything else. I'll just take some damage. They set a card, no new monster, so they use all of it on their synchro plays last turn. Draw. Mage Power. But that's not really useful on Catastor, because Catastor will destroy a card effect. And I could summon with Call of the Haunted into like my Buster's Sword or Destruction Sword, whatever it was called. Robot Buster Destruction Sword. And then equip it with Mage Power, but I think it's too risky with the set card they have now, so if they don't play it this turn, then I might just play my Mage Power and my Call of the Haunted all next turn. For now, I want to play it a bit slow, a bit safe, keep some of my hand, some of my options unknown to my opponent. See what they'll do. Set, and that's it. I would assume it's not something like Mirror Force that I have there. Swallowtail. Let's see, what's my level 6 synchro? To come into battle, no damage. I want to keep this. I could Swallowtail and then Call of the Haunted into Destruction Sword, maybe. Swallowtail. Swallowtail has a good chance of taking the opponent out, so I'm gonna go for that. And if it's somehow some magic high defense monster, maybe Catastor can take it out with its effect. That's slow. Catastor direct attack does 2200 damage. No, it's pinpoint guard. My guard dog. Oh yeah, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, can it? So both of them apply now. If it would be once per turn and can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, then he would have been destroyed because it's Catastor's effect applies first. Then the battle happens anyway if the effect destruction doesn't happen. Now, unfortunately, due to Gardok's flip effect, I can't actually use Call of the Haunted, which is unfortunate. Well, I would have used it. I'm not sure. Probably wouldn't. Just wait until later. Ooh, Twin Barrel. I like that idea. Dragon. Let's check out that set card. That's the one I'm most afraid of. Why is the silver one heads? The gold one should be head. I can understand that the image, like with Kariban, is heads, but why is that not the gold? Well, because the eye has to be gold, but it feels off to have heads not be the one that's clearer and shinier. Anyway, I'm gonna play Mage Power on this one. Play on Butterspy. Because later on, when they're somehow able to bring something fancy out, I'll likely have to attack into it with Catastor, and then the Mage part doesn't really work for it. Twin Barrel Dragon, take a Guard Dog. Catastor on the defense monster. Effect won't apply because the monster still face down at the start of the damage step. Let's see what they have face down. Nothing to use here, or nothing they want to use. This is a nice 2,800 damage by Butterspy. I'm in the lead, life point wise. Another set. Not a fan of that. Draw. Let's just battle. Twin Barrel Dragon, attack. Dreadful Rebirth. Or Dreadful Rebirth, I should say. Is that really what it is? Attack with you. Attack with you. And I kind of want to use Call of the Hunter there, but I can't finish it off with that anyway. So, once again, gonna keep it until later. Set you. I assume the next turn will be final turn, we'll see. Might depend on their set card. What no tan! Doro! Ho I tribute this monster. Because I want to have it in the graveyard anyway. Breaker, the Dark Magical Warrior. It may not be in a pendulum-based deck, but it's still a very nice level 6 to use. Effect goes off on the new set, because that's what I'm more afraid of, because I haven't used the other one a little bit. Wiretap. Not dangerous. Is it a once per turn to destroy? Yeah, no, it's just a once per turn to activate the effect. Okay. Just in case it is something like Mirror Force, I'll switch you to defense, but I think we should be good. Swallowtail. Take him out. Yeah! That's how we do it. Win again. What cards do we got? Jute Fighter for a new tuner. Wiretap, nice trap to have. Stick Insurgents as a synchro option. Alright. What I'm going to do, to end off this episode, not go into card chat, deck edit. Start a new deck. What's the... I assume that's... What's POW? Literally, what is POW? That's here, like... Here, what is POW? I assume it's page up. But page up doesn't do anything. It just puts me at the top. What is POW? I assume it's enter, like, to do something, but enter is ent. What is POW? If anyone can tell me that, let me know. Because, like, backspace? No, it's not backspace. If anyone knows which one that is, then let me know. Anyway, empty deck. Yes. And we're gonna call it Theme 3. Question mark, question mark, question mark, because we don't know what the theme is yet. We're going to quickly decide on that. So I'm going to start that here with the first few cards, few ideas, really. Put ideas in the comments, please, for a theme that you'd like to see me use. And then I'll use that in a later video. Probably not the next one. Maybe. We'll see. What kind of fusions do we have? We have quite a lot of them at this point. Do we have fusion substitutes? I kind of want to make a deck with a few fusion substitutes. With some bigger things like Black Skull Dragon, some, I suppose, weaker ones like Barox. So we'll go for attack. Flame Ghost? Sure, because maybe we'll do that for the fun of it. Steam Healer will be kind of fun. I'll probably have one. Maybe for some, put 2 of their materials in the deck somewhere. Maybe for most of them, I'll only put 1. And then have a good amount of fusion substitutes in the deck as well. And then maybe fusion some of them in the deck. The deck. Defeat Template Skulls. Oh, I like Template Skulls. I don't think I have that yet. Let's see. Completely different monsters. Let's play... I don't feel like using Bikuri Buck for some reason. Lemon Tank, not really either, because you get that at the start of the game. These are pretty strong already. I do want something like right in between like 2200-2300 points. Balance's Grave. Yeah, that's Dark Flare Knight, and then put a Mirage Knight in the deck if I even have that. we have a Mirage Knight? We have a Mirage Knight. So let's throw that in the deck too. Add another one to side deck to decide on for later. Now that we're back. What do you have? 1000, 1380, 18, 22, 32. Something like 25, 26, 27. Somewhere there is what I want to search. I really like Plasma Vice, but I don't want another elemental hero. So I may take out, yeah, I'll probably take out Steam Healer, add in Plasma Vice, and then the only material I use for it is Blade Edge. Extra. Then take out Steam Healer. What? No. What? I have to get used to the controls here. Oh, 2. Okay. Let's go weaker one. Somewhere around 1800 attack. Rose Spectre. That's in one of the decks that can currently face in Duel Links as well, so that's kind of fun to see. Flame Swordsman I don't want to use because Flare Knight, even though that actually that's pretty interesting. If I don't actually use Dark Magician, but I instead use Flame Swordsman, which I then have to use with a fusion substitute to make use of Dark Flare Knight. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty interesting idea. Maybe I'll have to pull that off. So I'll put that in. So that's the current idea for the deck. What I'm starting with. Have probably one of each of their fusion materials in the deck. So here, like, either Skill Silver or Dissolve Rock. I'll probably go for Dissolve Rock because you see it less. Here for one of them. Here, well, one of them. And then for this one, I have Flame Swordsman. I want to actually put Dark Magician. For this one, Blade Edge to have as one of the regular level 7-8 Tribute Summoners. And then for this one, maybe Summon Skull. But I may not want 2500 attack for the one Tribute Summon. So I may actually put Red Eyes in. I've yet to decide. This is the base that I'm going to go with for this deck. Maybe you'll see it, well, you will see it in one of the episodes that are to come. Hope you're looking forward to that. And please let me know anything, any kind of theme that you'd like to see me base the theme deck on. I'd be interested to hear your ideas on that. Alright, that was the video for today. I'm going to see you all tomorrow in tomorrow's daily video. Goodbye.